I don't know if you guys noticed in that, Johnson. There's been this ongoing conversation about college and about payment. And certain candidates have been real backstabbery. They've been very dirty and underhanded. They've been lying to the American people at every turn. Yeah, trying to get their message out, they've been lying, telling stories, fabricating. Now, usually these people kind of get away with it for a while until finally someone shuts them down. Well, that's what happened here. Pete Buttigieg is just one of those candidates who has been lying. There's been an ongoing thing where Pete keeps on making a false narrative about the Bernie Sanders college plan.
On the 60-day run-up to the Iowa caucuses, the first votes being cast, the Democratic field has already winnowed substantially. And what seems pretty clear right now is there are, in the early states and in national polling, 4 people at the top of the Democratic list. One of those candidates is Senator Bernie Sanders, who some people had maybe written off a month ago, who is still near the top in those first 2 states, Iowa and New Hampshire, who has jumped ahead of Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden in a new poll of California primary voters, which for Super Tuesday would mean quite a bit. And joining me now is 2020 presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. Senator, I want to start on an interesting debate that's happening right now in the Democratic primary that's specifically about college tuition, but more broadly, I think, about universal programs versus means-tested ones. And there's a difference, I think, in the way that you and Senator Warren have approached this issue and the way that Buttigieg and Biden have. And I want to play you the explanation that Mayor Buttigieg gives for his plan, which would subsidize tuition, but with means testing so that people at the top of the income scale do not receive that subsidy. I'm going to play it for you and get your response. Take a listen.
I just think rich people ought to be able to pay their own tuition. I have nothing against them. I just think that if you're in a position to pay full freight, then you should. And I'm also concerned about a narrative emerging that ignores the fact that not everybody goes to college. Now, I want everybody who wants to go to college to have the chance. I want to make sure cost is never a barrier. But where I come from, 3 out of 4 people don't have a college degree. And if the message we're sending to them is that you need a college degree in order to get by in life, in order to prosper, in order to succeed, we're leaving most Americans out.
What do you say to that argument that there's no reason to pay for people who can pay full freight?
Well, I say Buttigieg is wrong on both counts. Number one, of course, when we talk about making higher education, public colleges and universities tuition-free, we mean not only college, but we mean trade schools as well. There are millions of good jobs out there in construction and all kinds of areas where people are good at working with their hands. They don't want to go to college. And of course, we are going to make tuition free for those people. So what he's saying is not accurate. Second of all, there is the issue of universality. I'm very glad that Mr. Buttigieg is worried that I have been too easy on upper income people and the millionaires and billionaires, that I'm going to allow their kids to go to public colleges and universities. Just by the way, as they do go to public schools right now, Trump's kids can go to any public school, elementary school, high school in the country, tuition free. But the point is, I happen to believe that when you talk about programs like Social Security, like health care, like higher education, they should be universal. The way you pay for them and the way I do it, not the way Buttigieg does it, is I do demand that at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, that the very rich will start paying their fair share of taxes, as will corporate America. You pay for it by raising revenue from the very rich, but then you say in a very simple way that any person who wants a higher education, college, trade school should be able to do it. You know, right now, that's what we do with Social Security. It is a popular program. It is a universal program.
You know, they have a saying in the hood. I don't know if you guys ever heard it. It goes, case closed, face closed. Pete Buttigieg just got his face closed. All the way shut. Bodied. See, it's very disingenuous to say that Bernie Sanders' plan does not include trade schools when it does. You know, people were worried about, Pete. I could sense it out there, People are a little bit nervous, like, oh my God, this McKinsey and Company, CIA Black Ops, creepy crawler guy is going to come in, is going to fool a lot of people. I think we can calm down. Calm down. Bernie Sanders just showed you how easily he could dismantle Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, Pete's going to lie. He'll make up whatever in order to get limelight. But I sense a reckoning coming for Pete Buttigieg. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The quarterback is toast. Alfred E. Newman is not going to make it, ladies and gentlemen. Johnson, he's going to get fried. Everybody kept saying, oh my God, Toasty, please get Pete. Bernie got this. Yeah, you know, it's going to happen. It just happened. It was so funny that even Chris Hayes had to let out a laugh. I mean, if your argument is you think that Bernie's plan goes too easy on rich folks, he's the guy who created a wall of shame for rich bastards. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like saying that Tim Black, ain't black or something. Tim Black's not black enough. Only morons say things like that. Only a moron would say Bernie's in bed with the rich. There is enemy number one. Oh, and look, guys, I've been hard on Chris Hayes because there are times I got to be hard on him, but I love this segment because he reminded folks at the top of it. He says, not too long ago, people were counting Bernie Sanders out. Yeah, you guys remember that? Remember that not too long ago? People were counting him out. They were saying it was a wrap for Senator Bernard Sanders. Remember that? They were saying he was done. Now he's at the top of the polls. He's killing it. He has been revitalized. A funny thing happens when you can afford to go to the doctor, doesn't it? Yeah. A lot of people do a lot better once they get to go to the doctor. Bernie has been fighting on that campaign trail basically since 2015. Basically. Damn near died trying to give us universal health care. Damn near died trying to get us $15 an hour. So Bernie Sanders, a lot of good points here. Trade schools, guys, just notice, we got trade schools, that's included. If you talk to anyone and they're like, well, what if people don't like college? What if they don't want to go to college? Well, first of all, in this day and age, I personally know a lot of people who didn't go to college because of money. But okay, Pete wasn't one of those people. So if you know someone who didn't go because of money reasons, which I think a lot of us know people like that, maybe they could have afforded it, but they were like, well, what if I can't get out and get a job and I'm going to have all this debt? I mean, come on, guys. The average working family, the average person, the average, for modest means, no big trust fund, you know what I'm saying? Regular people that work for a living, who live paycheck to paycheck, or what have you, or maybe a little bit better or a little bit worse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all struggle with bills. And a lot of our children, their dreams are not whatever they want them to be. Their dreams, it's like, yeah, I could be whatever I want to be, but, anything in this area right here, this area, this general location, right here, right inside of this, right here, that's right in there, right? I could be what I want to be, as long as it don't require me to get a degree or, take any classes that cost money or, So, Bernie Sanders, they were writing Bernie Sanders off, and now he's showing them. And I just hope that that same energy that Pete has in these little commercials that he does, these little interviews when no one's around him to counter his BS, I hope he has that same energy December 19th at the debate stage. Bernie, and I mean this with all due respect, off with his head. And I think it's coming. I've been seeing a rising. That's perfect to say, right? I'm going to be on the rising on Tuesday with Crystal and Saga. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you guys for inviting me back. They had a great segment with a district, someone in their district, in the South Bend, who ran against Pete Buttigieg, who talked about life with Pete. and what Pete's really like and all of the failings of Pete. It's an excellent segment. And I'm going to do a long-form video of all the things about Pete, from Pete firing his first black police chief to Pete not investigating an apparent lynching of a black child. See, there's a lot of stuff that has happened in South Bend that doesn't get talked about. So similar to Tulsi giving Kamala Harris a little bit of making Kamala answer for Kamala and calling her out on her own stuff, there's a lot, guys. There is a growth. You think there is nothing because Pete hasn't been a senator or a congressperson? There's actually a lot to call Pete out on. A lot. We're going to start doing that. I'm going to make Pete our project, folks. All right. Is there anything else on Pete? I don't think there's anything else. Oh, that the young man that was on the Rising today and talked about Pete, local to Pete, knows what's going on in South Bend, Indiana. He added me. I added him on Twitter, and I'm going to extend an invitation to bring him on the show next week. So I look forward to hopefully making that happen. I feel good about making that happen for us. He's going down, Johnson. All right. Pete's a lion sack, boy. He a scumbag, man. I'm trying to, you guys, you know who you are. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack today right here on YouTube, or go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Do it today. Wolf Pack.